Look at our round table key ingredients, and because the bullpen's a little chewed on tonight, it's important that Jonathan Sanchez go deep in the game. They would love to see him get into the seventh inning with the lead. That would be very, very well appreciated. In early offense, the offense can take a lot of pressure off that guy out there in the hill. A little buy an aggressive strike one, and I think if the Giants could do that with their offense, Jonathan Sanchez would appreciate it. And no late drama. Let's take it easy on the skipper tonight. Bruce Bochy has had 2 heart attack games here the last couple. He would prefer to have a nice, easy victory tonight. Those are our round table key ingredients.
I'm trying to recall all of those easy victories they've had earlier this year.
Well, they had one in spring training. Third game, I think.
Oh, yeah. Even that one is kind of hard to recall. Jonathan Sanchez leads the Giants out. And as the Giants take the field, let's take a look at the Arizona batting order presented by Verizon Wireless, America's largest mobile-to-mobile calling family. It will be Ryan Roberts leading off at second base. Augie Ojeda, the switch hitter, at third. Stephen Drew is at shortstop. Justin Upton back from the disabled list, having an all-star type season. And Upton has done a lot of damage against Jonathan Sanchez in the past. Miguel Montero, a late addition to the lineup, replacing Chris Snyder, who had to be scratched. Rusty Ryle at first base. Gerardo Parra in left field. Alex Romero, the center fielder, bats 8th. And Doug Davis, Bay Area native, hitting 9th. He's the pitcher. All
right, what do you say we take a look at our Giants defense? It's brought to you by your California Ford dealers. It'll be Velez, Rowand, and Wynn. That's your outfield. Renteria and the newcomer, Ryan Rollinger, back in the big leagues. This will be his first start since being called up. That is your left side of the infield, your Uribe and Garco on the right side, and Eli Whiteside gets a second start in a row with Benji Molina nursing a little bit of a sore leg. And the gentleman on the hill tonight for the Giants, Jonathan Sanchez, 22nd start, 6-10 on the year, 4.30 ERA. But as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, since the July 10th no-hitter, he's 4-2 with a 2.9 ERA, and the opponents are hitting just $1.68 off him. He has been fantastic. 128 strikeouts against 68 walks, and when he's right, you're going to see him use 4 pitches. He'll have an easy arm delivery on a fastball that'll go 93 to 97 miles per hour, a curveball slider combination, and a split finger fastball he'll use as his changeup. And there you see the lowest opponent average since July 10th. He's joined by Ubaldo Jimenez and Rich Harden. All 3 of those guys with swing and miss stuff, and certainly Jonathan Sanchez qualifies with that statistic.
So here we go. Ryan Roberts, the hitter, and a fastball is in there for a called strike. 64 degrees, the official game time temperature. Ted Barrett is the home plate umpire. That one in at the knees. Strike 2 called. The Rockies hosting the Dodgers this evening. We'll keep an eye on that ball game. The Dodgers have a very comfortable lead, though, 6-1 right now at the end of 5 innings. As Roberts belts one deep into left center field, and that ball is gone. An 0-2 pitch, and Ryan Roberts hits it out of the yard. 1-0. Arizona, his 6th home run in his 202nd at bat, and the Giants, whatever they're doing with Roberts, it's not working. He has reached base 6 straight times in this series.
Well, when you have a guy 0-2, you don't want to challenge him right out over the middle of the plate with the with a third straight fastball. And kind of unforgivable in that that's a count early in the game where you could start to test your other pitches, your curveball, your slider, your changeup, your split, whatever. You don't want to just keep pumping straight fastballs at him.
And Ojeda takes a called strike.
But you know what they say?
What?
It's bad luck to hit a home run first guy up in a game. I'm just saying. That's what they say.
So Ricky Henderson was like the unluckiest guy in the history of baseball. There's a ball inside, and it's a ball and a strike.
Yeah, he was. Got him all the way to the Hall of Fame.
Just his bad luck. It got him into Cooperstown. 1 ball, although he did a few other things besides lead off more games than any other hitter in history with home runs, as the curveball is in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Ojeda. Stephen Drew is on deck. Dodgers 6, Colorado 1. Top of the 6th inning in Denver. 3 home runs for LA in that game. Wow, that hit him. Well, no, they said he swung at it, and he did not run. And then Whiteside made a poor throw to first base. Nobody knew what was going on. Ojeda stood there, and Barrett had ruled that he had swung at it. And because he did not leave, there was Whiteside with a chance to throw him out.
Well, can we start this game over, John? I mean, an 0-2 home run, and here a strikeout, a one hopper that goes off the chest of Garco, and you see the reaction from Eli Whiteside.
So it's a strikeout and an error on the catcher. I think that whole thing is poor umpiring at the same time. And here's a called strike to Stephen Drew. Not, as you saw, Ted Barrett pointed to the first base umpire, immediately asking for help from the first base umpire. And Chris Tiller, who's a young umpire up out of the minor leagues, he's the one who ruled that it was a swing. Well, the batter in that spot has to know immediately, and that's his right to know. You have to know it's a swing so that you can run to first. The ball has gone to the backstop. Well, he didn't think it was a swing. Nobody told him it was a swing. You can't just all of a sudden tell him several minutes later, oh, by the way, now that we've given them a chance to recover the ball and throw you out, that was a swing. But it worked out well for the D-backs. He didn't throw him out. And that's a ball. And he had plenty of time to do it. One ball and two strikes to Stephen Drew.
Good numbers against Jonathan Sanchez. Good middle-in hitter.
Off the fists. Well, Sanchez is getting ahead of everybody. But on an 0-2 pitch, Roberts hit his first career leadoff home run. And then Ojeda, with a 1-ball, 2-strike count, was ruled to have swung and missed as the ball got away and reached base on a throwing error. Now it's 1-2 to Drew. So far, being ahead on the count has not worked out well for Sanchez. There's a pop-up. And Rollinger in foul ground. Order has been restored.
I guess the kind of a play you want to have when you first get called up to the big leagues. You're obviously a little nervous. You have the jitters. Get a nice 2-hopper that comes up to your belt, or a nice pop-up just to get something in your glove to sort of take the edge off.
So now Justin Upton back from the disabled list. His first game off the DL today. He's having a big year. And he takes a called strike with a changeup. Upton is hitting .301, 20 homers, 66 batted in 103 games played. .374 on base average. He's got power, he's got speed, he's an excellent outfielder, strong arm.
5-tool player. And really, I think you could make a pretty good argument that he perhaps has rushed a bit. And last year off to a hot start, then all of a sudden the league caught up to him and it sort of overwhelmed him. But this year he's come in and he looks relaxed, he looks comfortable, confident, and he's going to be here a long time.
Ojeda back to the bag at first. Ojeda has had 2 steals this year. Garco on the bag with him. The middle infielders pulled in a bit, double play depth. There he goes. The curve is low, and into center field goes the throw. Ojeda heading for third. Rowan's got a chance to throw him out, but he's high and wide with the throw. Man, the Giants have not done anything right here in this first inning.
Right, it's 2 errors in the same inning for a catcher. How often do you see that? Whiteside hurrying the throw, throws wide of Uribe, who does not make a play, and then Ojeda very quickly gets up and takes another 90 feet. So this all of a sudden has changed the entire at bat for Upton, and the Giants are going to have to bring their infield in.
A steal for Ojeda and another throwing error by Whiteside. Middle infield is in halfway. 1-1 the count. And look at that sharp breaking ball for a swinging strike 2.
good hard breaker there. Obviously, a strikeout situation. We're under third, less than 2 outs. But right now, the Giants just look like they're just lethargic and not quite into the game yet. A strikeout here would do wonders to relax this defense.
And he struck him out.
And that's how you pick your defense up. He goes right back in the same spot, lowers it perhaps just a bit, bounces a curveball on a 1-2 count. Now that's how you take advantage of a 1-2 or an 0-2 count. You go below the zone, let a guy chase. And I'm sure Sanchez is still upset about the 0-2 pitch that he just laid out there for Ryan Roberts. It cost him a home run to start this game. But that's a good 1-2 pitch.
Montero, the catcher, and he is having a very solid season. Infield back, normal depth now. And he starts him with the slider in there for a strike. Montero hitting .310 for the year with runners in scoring position, but he has for most of his career been a platoon player. This year he's hitting .296 though against lefties. Blew a fastball right by him.
I like the calm that Sanchez has. I remember early in the year there was times when he couldn't quite multitask in innings that would go against him. He would have problems holding runners on and dealing with strike zones that were small, errors that were made, and that's not the case anymore. Much more confident athlete on the mound now than he was in April.
And he struck him out with that sharp, hard breaking ball. A lot of things went wrong in that inning, but a strong inning for Sanchez. One to nothing Arizona leading the Giants as we go to the Giants half of the first inning. The Giants batting order: Eugenio Velez in left field, Edgar Renteria at short, Randy Wynn in right, Ryan Garco, whose bat has started to speak in the last week or so, 8 RBIs in 7 games. He's at first hitting cleanup. Rowand in center, Rollinger at third, Uribe at second base, Whiteside the catcher, Sanchez the pitcher batting ninth up against Doug Davis, the crafty veteran left-hander. And a called strike to Eugenio Velez. And Velez hitting .276, 3 home runs, 16 batted in, looking for his first hit of this homestand. The last hit he got was a 2-run triple in the 14th inning that broke a 1-1 tie in Denver on Monday. Eli Whiteside had about as poor an inning as a catcher could have, and yet it did not cost the Giants a run. Jonathan Sanchez say, "Hey, I got your back, buddy."
Well, that's the kind of inning that'll make your hair turn gray, though. Let's take a look at the Arizona starting defense. It'll be Parra, Romero, and Upton. That's your outfield with good arms on the corners, left field and right field. Drew Ojeda on the left side of the infield, Roberts, Real on the right side, and Miguel Montero doing the catching. And Doug Davis, as John said, the lefty on the hill.
Wanted to swing and miss at the curveball, and Montero throws him out.
The numbers for Doug Davis: 27th start on the year, 7-11, 3.77 ERA, 146 hits allowed in 155 innings, 118 strikeouts against 81 walks. And with Davis, you have to be patient because he will definitely mess with your rhythm. He is one of the slowest workers in all the big leagues, and he is not going to really give you a lot of velocity. He'll be high 80s, and occasionally he'll pop at 90 with that cut fastball, throw a changeup and a curveball off it. But the thing about his fastball is that it will burn on your hands. He'll throw a lot of belt high fastballs into righties. He's got one of the better cut fastballs in the game.
Renteria, 261 average for the year. Stephen Drew, out number 2. And now Randy Wynn will come up.
Doug Davis, 6'4", 213-pounder. He's an 8-year veteran out of Sacramento, California. A local kid.
Although he's not really a kid anymore, is he?
No. No, he's 33 years old. But that's a kid to you and me, Dad.
He's one of the Giants' young kids, Randy Wynn.
That's exactly right.
Takes a strike on the outside.
And he appreciates that. Uh-oh, there's a Mustang. Yep. The Harvard of the West, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo.
Well, he's got him chasing that curveball early on. 0-2 the count. Doug Davis went to Diablo Valley College and also City College of San Francisco here in the Bay Area. Went to Northgate High School in Northgate. Before that, 0-2 the count to Wynn, and he backs away. Randy Wynn hitting only 163 as a right-handed hitter. He's just never at any time got anything going right-handed this year. Oh, that fastball sprayed foul. 0-2, 1-0. Arizona leading here in the last of the first. It's a quiet night here. The crowd is very quiet, a very small crowd. And the Giants have started very slowly in this game, trailing 1-0.
It is Italian night. It is Heritage Week. Last night Latino night. Tonight Italian Heritage Night.
Strike 3 called. Inside at the knees. The Giants go down in order. 1-0 Arizona on to the second. Inning number 2 now here in San Francisco. 1-0. The Diamondbacks lead the Giants on a leadoff homer by Ryan Roberts. He's a young Tim Lincecum fan.
Oh yeah, he gives him 2 thumbs up.
1 ball, 1 strike now to Rusty Ryle.
Ryle's got a pretty good swing. Take a look at a guy's hack like that. You can, if you're pitching against it, you know one thing: he's got some pop. It's good bat speed.
Reno, Arizona's AAA club this year, is in Reno. Baseball back in Reno.
The Reno Aces.
What does that stand for?
The Aces.
2-1 on the count to Ryle, who was a winner himself in Reno. Oh, he chased it. Change up out of the strike zone. 2-2 the count. Tried to check, couldn't do it.
Kind of goosed that pitch up there. He wasn't happy with that release.
That's the first pitch he's thrown tonight behind in the count. 2-2.
Ooh, just missed.
Just off the inside, 3-2.
You know, and I like the fact that he's throwing that split now behind in the count. I mean, that's important because that's where that pitch is most effective in fastball counts.
And a foul out of play off to the right. 3-2. Dodgers continued to lead over Colorado 6-1. Top of the 7th inning. Randy Wolf pitching for LA. Randy Wolf has been a pillar of strength for LA. There you see it posted on the hand operated out of town scoreboard here in the Willie Mays wall. That is through the hole, base hit. Got that slider right on the hands and he hooked it right through the hole. Coming up on Friday, the Rockies are in town, and Friday will be Irish Heritage Night 2. A $20 special event ticket for that game will get you a pregame party in Lot D with Irish cultural entertainment and food and drink specials, on-field pregame entertainment, and an Irish-themed Brian Wilson jersey T-shirt. So get your tickets now. The special ticket for Irish Heritage Night at 415-972-2298 or visit sfgiants.com/special events. Here's Gerardo Parra, left-handed hitter. Very high, ball 1. Is that fog?
Yes, it is.
I can't believe I'm stunned.
They call that Josh Fog.
Josh Fog was the starter for Colorado tonight. That's a base hit. Wow. 2 ground balls, each finding a hole. Randy Wynn charged that ball aggressively to keep Ryle at second. So Ryle and Parra with little ground ball singles to start the inning.
Well, your job as a pitcher is to get ground balls, but every once in a while they're going to find holes. You see the hole in the infield with Garco holding the runner on. It's a big one, and Parra finds it. Giants catch a break, though, because with the base hit, Ryle could not get to third base, so that's a plus. And maybe that little stutter step there, we had to avoid getting hit with the ball. That prevented him from going to third. So runner at second, nobody out. That is a strikeout situation for Jonathan Sanchez.
And here is Alex Romero. Strike on the inside. The pitcher, Davis, is on deck.
I mean, there's a lot of lefties in the lineup tonight. Jonathan Sanchez is not used to that. Normally when he pitches, there's one or none. I mean, one hitter in the whole lineup or no hitter in the whole lineup. That's left-handed. Look at it.
1 ball, 1 strike. So a key man to get out with the pitcher coming up next. This is the 4th lefty that Sanchez has faced in this lineup. Parra, the first one to get a hit against him. And that's up the middle. Nice grab there by Renteria. Just in time.
I cannot believe that play. And I mean, it's a good play just to stop the ball from getting into the outfield and preventing the runner from scoring, but they get it out with it. And let's make that the Dr. Beers sharp eye of the game. Why not? Right under the legs of Sanchez, knocked down and then wrestled by Edgar Renteria. He flips to Uribe. And to sharpen your vision, check out Dr. Beers at LASIK2020.com. Certainly a play worthy of the Dr. Beers sharp eye of the game. That's a good play.
Well, that saved a run, at least for the moment. Ryle had to stop at third. Parra out at second. Romero safe at first. And here is the pitcher, Doug Davis. Davis hitting 152. 7 for 46. A double and a triple. So he knows what he's doing up there. And it's ball one, too low.
Well, because of his ability to hit, he's not being asked to bunt. I mean, I would say 95% of the hitters, the pitchers in this league, in this scenario, they'd probably be asked to bunt. But Davis handles that bat well. And A.J. Hinch, as skipper, says, have at it.
And Sanchez is behind him, 2-0. Sanchez still will have that kind of a problem throwing a strike to the opposing pitcher.
Well, you're out there, you're saying, don't walk him, don't walk him, don't walk him, and all of a sudden you walk him.
And a fastball in there for a strike. 2-1.
As soon as you plant a negative in your mind, it just seems like it becomes inevitable. But when you have a distraction like that, and a pitcher can be a distraction, you see that guy in the batter's box, you really have to remind yourself to focus on your target, keep your eyes on your target, throw right through your target, the basic fundamental throwing skills.
At the knees for a called strike 2. Of course, if you're A.J. Hinch, by not having him bunt that runner over from first base, you run the risk that he might hit the ball into a double play to end the whole inning. 2-2 the count. Back to the screen. He stays alive. And Sanchez doing a good job keeping the ball down. So do you go for the strikeout here with the opposing pitcher? Do you try to make him hit a ground ball somewhere?
Right now, you try and strike him out. I mean, I don't think that what's happened in this inning, there's 2 ground balls he's got, both have found holes. I don't think he trusts it right now. He does trust the strikeout. That was his one chance to throw a breaking ball in there and have the luxury of being able to miss a 2-2 pitch. Now it's a different set of rules here on the 3-2. You have to forget about him being a pitcher up there and pitching like he's a 4th place hitter right now.
We'll keep an eye on Romero, the runner at first. He is not running. He struck him out at the fastball toward the inside corner. Out number 2.
Yeah, he's feeling it. Oh yeah, when you get your muscles, you got to show them off.
Ryan Roberts, who led off the game with a home run. The Giants have not gotten him out. Last night he walked 3 times, had 2 singles and a couple of RBIs. He homered tonight. And he snaps a slider in there for a called strike 1. Runners at first and third. Ryle is at third. Romero at first. Garco continues to play him on the bag. The rest of the infield playing him to pull. Now that's deep into the hole. Renteria to second. He got him.
Wow. Oh boy.
Romero didn't think so. And that saves a run.
Ryan Garco in the starting lineup brings us to our Honda insight of the game. Ryan Garco, born in Pittsburgh, one of the newest members of the Giants, but grew up in Southern California, went to Servite High School down in Anaheim, and was the starting quarterback for that football team. Garco, though, said today he's just getting acclimated to life as a Giant. Went to Target this afternoon, he said, with his wife to get things for the house. Guys, back up to you.
Well, we're glad he's starting to settle in. He's had 8 RBIs in his last 7 games. Davis throws him a strike. Now, we had a chance to look at the replay of that play at second base, because looking at it as we did from up here as it happened, we weren't so sure that he really was out. The pop fly, shallow left field. That's Stephen Drew. And there is one away. Garco retired.
Well, we're going to make it our Lexus Pursuing Perfection play of the game. And Andy Fletcher, the second base umpire, getting a good look and a nice play from both guys involved. Edgar Renteria playing great baseball, going against the grain, a one-hopper and a nice dig out there from Juan Uribe. And was he out? You better believe it. And that's our Lexus Pursuing Perfection play of the game. And this young man digging it. Oh, yeah. And Jonathan Sanchez has to like that defense as well.
Aaron Rowan now. Ball 1. Rowan hitting .278, 12 home runs, 53 runs batted in. Hitting .323 for the year against the D-backs. 1-0. Arizona leading here in the second inning. And a foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, people thought maybe Doug Davis would end up going to a contender by the trading deadline. His record is only 7 wins and 11 losses, and yet you look at his numbers otherwise across the board, he's having an excellent year.
Oh, he can pitch. He's the guy who's always going to keep you in a game.
2-1 the count. He came into this game with a 3.77 ERA, 155 in the 3rd innings pitched, only 146 hits allowed.
He's a big league pitcher. He eats up innings, gives you a chance to win every time he goes out there. The only drawback about Doug Davis is you just don't want him to pitch on getaway day. He is one of the slowest workers in all of baseball. Extremely deliberate.
And it's a walk to Aaron Rowan.
Well, Comcast Sportsnet has complete Giants coverage on Sportsnet Central every night at 10:30 p.m. Comcast Sportsnet, authentic Bay Area sports. Check it out.
The Atlanta Braves were beaten tonight. The Braves, who are back of the Giants in the National League Wild Card division. The Braves game and a half back of the Giants at the start of the day, but they were clobbered by the Padres. 12-5. The Padres had gone in there and taken 2 in a row from them. And Tim Stauffer got the win over Kawakami. Meanwhile, Florida defeated the beleaguered Mets. Man, the Mets is just as a new disaster every day. Into the hole and short. Drew, nice pickup. Gets one, back to first. Double play. So Rollinger, in his first at bat in the big leagues this year, hits into an inning-ending double play. Giants tonight. He and the Giants trailing 1-0 as Augie Ojeda will lead off, followed by Stephen Drew and then Justin Upton. And that's a called strike to Ojeda on the inside corner. And there was a college baseball coach who very well known nationally, had a lot of success, always seemed to be in the College World Series, whose first name was Augie.
Augie Garrido.
Did you know him?
I did.
Renteria. And Ojeda is out number 1.
Time now for our Comcast On-Demand replay. Last night, 8th inning, a 2-2 ball game, 1 out, 2 on, and Travis Ishikawa gets up against Big John Rush and takes a cut fastball and spanks it right into the bleachers at right center. A 3-run shot. That was the difference in the game. The Giants would go on to win because of that blast. 5-4. Get the best HD experience only from Comcast. Comcast gives you the most HD.
I'm the one, by the way, who demanded it.
Did you get it?
I wanted to see it again.
August E. Garrido. Yeah, he's a Vallejo native and was a coach for us at Cal Poly. Went on to Florida State, Illinois, and now he's at Texas. He's done all right.
That ball is belted way out there. Rowand gets there. He not only got there, he was waiting for it. You know, and Rowand, a lot of guys will time that when they go back. Rowand likes to get there and wait for it if he can.
Well, Stephen Drew, the gentleman that just hit this ball, just got AT&T'd. That ball was nutted, and it barely gets to the warning track. And there was Aaron Rowand standing there just waiting to gobble it up. It's great to watch hitters when they hit a ball like that and it gets caught, to watch them break their running trot down between first and second.
Look at and a foul by Justin Upton. Stephen Drew, the younger brother of the Red Sox, J.D. Drew. And in Arizona, where the ball tends to fly, that would not have been the result. Justin Upton, who's the younger brother of B.J. Upton, who's with the Tampa Bay Rays. That's a smash to left field over the head of Velez. And it's a double for Upton. We've seen him hit a lot of balls that hard.
Yeah, the ball just comes off his bat a little bit different than other people. Set up on the inside corner. Just a challenge fastball, and it leaks out over the plate at the belt. And that is right where Upton can get extended. And you really have to feel fortunate that a ball hit that hard did not go out of the ballpark.
23rd double of the year for Upton, just back from the disabled list today. Now Miguel Montero, who struck out his first time. Upton also struck out his first time, but not this time. Sanchez facing another lefty here. Just off the outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Tomorrow night, the finale of this series. Joe Martinez for the Giants against Yusmeiro Petit on the eve of the arrival of the Colorado Rockies. That fog approaching the Bay Bridge. And back out of play on that breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner in scoring position, Justin Upton, who runs well. A ball and a strike to Montero. Oh, man. And that is back to the backstop.
And he's done that a couple times with that breaking ball. Think back to the 2-2 pitch he threw Doug Davis, the pitcher for the D-backs last inning. And I think you either don't have a feel for it in your hand because you don't have enough moisture in your hand. Because it looks like it just flying out of his hand. I don't think it has anything to do with a bad release point. He's been throwing some really good breaking balls. That one just popped right out of his hand.
So the wild pitch. Now a runner at third base. 2-1 the count. Look out. A fastball. And that one went right past the chin of Montero.
Well, this at bat just got spooky. I mean, if you're in that batter's box, the guy throws it over your head and it's a breaking ball. You can kind of laugh that one off. But when he throws 93 up around your nose, then it's a different story.
Rusty Ryle is on deck. Would be next. And that is a called strike right into the target of the catcher.
I think I'd have been taking that one myself.
You know, he's not going to be leaning across the plate anyway.
No. Now, do you call another breaking ball if you're Eli Whiteside? I mean, do you trust that he'll have a good feel, a good grip?
Stays hard and got him. Fourth strikeout for Sanchez in the first three. Upton stranded. 1-0 Arizona. Uribe coming up for the Giants. Hey fans, 76 hits it out of the park with the 76 Win Gas for Life sweepstakes. Fill up with 10 gallons or more and receive a Win Gas for Life game card. Oh, the Armada has arrived.
The Bay Area Quackers.
And that's not the only one. Usually we just see one coming in, but there's like a whole bevy of them sailing in or driving in. Look at that.
Yep, the Russians are coming.
It's D-Day. 0-1 the count to Uribe. And the big curveball from Davis.
I saw that one early. I gotta be honest with you, man. That looks fun. Let's do it.
Well, you see him driving around town. I'd like to be on one time and it just drives right up to the bay and then just drives in.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And I think the nighttime cruise, I think that's even better.
And the changeup in the dirt outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Uribe, who hit a home run his first at bat last night. Also hit a shot into the gap in right center in the 4th inning that looked like it might be good for extra bases, but a nice catch was made by Romero, the right fielder. Curveball in the dirt. And is out. No, he actually almost kicked it away from Montero.
All right, time now for our Fry's scenic shot of the game. And this is the view just across the Lefty O'Doul Bridge, looking across the William McCovey Cove. I love that shot. It's my dog walk every night right there. And that is our Fry's scenic shot of the game.
Eli's coming. Oh, caught at third by Ojeda. Eli hit one like that last night in the 7th inning with a couple of men on.
Well, you don't get a lot of time to move, but one thing about Augie Ojeda, I mean, you could put him anywhere in the infield and he's going to give you a good effort. One of the better utility gloves, I think, around as far as being able to play all the infield positions.
Good utility man. It's hard to really overstate the value to a team in a pennant race of a very good utility man. Jonathan Sanchez. He's hot. He went the whole year without any hits at all. Now he's getting hits every start.
Oh yeah, he just pumped up his 0.33 batting average big time. Now you watch this guy take his batting practice every day. You think, why does he only have one hit? He's got a good swing. He's a good athlete. And here measures one out, pumps up the average. You got to get off the bingo card. You can't be hitting 0 something in August. I'm sorry. So now he's pumped it up to 0.65. That'll be it. If you're hitting 0 something, you're on the bingo card. If you're hitting 1 something, you're on the interstate. And you don't want to be in the bingo card. You don't want to be on the interstate.
So which one is he on right now?
He's on the bingo card. 0.65. Bingo.
Well, that's his second hit of this month already. He's in a groove.
He's hot.
He had one just back on August the 4th in Houston. That's his first home hit. Remember, the Giants used to have a hitter back in the 60s, a pitcher who was not a hitter, Ron Herbel. And Ron Herbel, they thought he would never get a hit. He was that bad, and he finally got a hit, his first major league hit in Houston. So it turned out he just couldn't get a hit outdoors.
Well, Doug Davis has one of the better pickoff moves in baseball, and Jonathan Sanchez has literally has about a 3-foot lead. It's shortest lead I've ever seen. He is not going to get picked off.
That goes through. And now Sanchez is going to try for third, and he's going to make it. And I don't know what happened to Stephen Drew. He gave up on that ball for a moment.
He took a bad route. He took a route towards the middle of the infield thinking he could get this play, and he just stayed down on the second bounce. And he just misjudged it. Just like an outfielder taking a bad route and cutting himself short. This is what happens. He tries to redirect, can't do it. Jonathan Sanchez says, yeah, I think I'll head over to third base. And you know what? I'm going to do my first slide of the year. Let's see it. Not bad.
He survived it.
That'll get you a date.
Here is Renteria now to try to put the Giants on the board. They trail 1-0 here in the third. And right out there to Roberts. One pitch. Renteria is gone. The Giants strand 2.
product. A.J. Hinch, for the former Stanford star, after his career at Stanford University, got drafted by the A's. Spent about 7 seasons in the big leagues, most of them in the Bay Area in Oakland. 35 years old, A.J. Hinch, the youngest manager in the big leagues. And Mike and John, he was the kind of guy that even during his playing career, he had his mind on managing or scouting, though he's never managed on any level. But here he is right now in the big leagues, heading up the Arizona Diamondbacks. Guys, back up to you.
Yeah, and it was kind of a controversial move when the D-backs made that move.
It was.
And they did not start playing well immediately either. It's been a lost season for the Diamondbacks. Rusty Ryle, and that's called strike one.
Well, I don't think the Diamondback players were that much in favor of it. They like Melvin. And that's why it was such a surprise when he was let go.
Rowan is going back and squares up. One away. Ryle, who singled his first time, is gone.
There is zero carry out to center field right now. That ball was hit well. I don't think it was hit quite as well as the one Stephen Drew hit in the 3rd inning that barely made it to the warning track. But right now, center field is closed up.
It's a bank of fog that has come pouring into the ballpark. Looks like a waterfall of fog. And strike one to Gerardo Parra. Parra, who singled his first time.
When I used to pitch a candlestick, I used to pray that we'd get heavy fog and wind and cold. And I loved it. You knew it wasn't a good place to hit. And if it's not a good place to hit, it's a great place to pitch.
1-0. The D-backs are leading as we play the 4th inning. Renteria, long throw coming up here. In time. Garco almost did the splits. Getting out there to catch it and bring it in. 2 down.
I mean, he really does this play nice, and I think what happens that sets his play apart is how he gets to his back foot. Watch the hop. Hops right into his back foot. That sets his arm, and then he unloads across the diamond. He's got plenty left to get his out. That's one attribute I think you have to have to be an infielder. You have to have spring in your legs.
Alex Romero, the 8th place hitter, and ball one. He hit into a force play his first time. D-backs have a 1-0 lead, but they've had chances to lengthen that lead. Remember back in the 1st inning, they had a runner at 3rd base and could not get him home. Showing bunt. Romero, yeah, he had to be kidding, didn't he, with the pitcher up next?
Well, you would think so. I think he was taking a pitch. In a 1-0 count, trying to get some pitches out of Sanchez. I mean, that's A.J. Hinch. I mean, sure, he told his team, get the Giants pin as soon as you can.
3 up and 3 down. And we go to the last of the 4th. Win coming up.
August 28th, and that's Lincecum's next start. And he will also take on the Rockies again. That means viewer reserve seats, which are regularly $24, are going to sell for $16. And you can get those seats right now by logging on to sfgiants.com to receive the K-Zone discount. Use the coupon code GIANTSK when purchasing tickets online. Again, the code GIANTSK.
Secret code.
Secret code.
Randy Wynn. 1 ball and no strikes. The fog is really pouring into the ballpark. And of course, you see it very clearly because it's reflected in the lights. So we've got a fog show going on here. Last of the 4th inning, Jonathan Sanchez had a quick inning here in the 4th. The first 3 up and 3 down inning he's had tonight. Randy Wynn. Now playing him in the hole was Drew. Look at that arm. Just in time. Great play by Drew. And it started with the positioning. That's where he was playing Wynn.
Now they really pulled him out about 4 steps out of straightaway shortstop. And that really was the big move in which enabled Drew to get to this ball. And even at that, I mean, he had to get set up quickly. And that is just a testimony to arm strength. That was not an easy play, and how quickly he gets the ball up and over to first base with a lot of cheese on it. That's the beauty of the effort. Nice play.
Ryan Garco, a squibber, foul.
That was close.
Chris Chiller, the umpire right on top of the play. From up here, I thought it hit the line. It was a fair ball.
You know, Ryan Garco was running right down the line. It was right there in front of him, and he took a long look at it. Not sure he's convinced that it was foul. Let's take a look. How foul was it? Wow. All it has to do is touch a little bit of the line, and you're golden.
That one into the Giants dugout. Giants cannot afford to get anybody else injured at the moment, especially the catcher, Eli Whiteside. He is at the moment, he's one of a kind. Somebody gives him the chest protector. Broken bat. And Ojeda throws out Garco, who is now 0 for 2.
Now the foul ball into the dugout. Let's take a look at the ugly finder. What do we have here?
Ooh.
Heads up, Skip. Oh, and then it got Eli Whiteside. Of course, Bruce Bochy's kind of a walking hitter's background. So if you're sitting behind him in the dugout, you're not going to see a whole lot of what's going on in the field. A couple old catchers right there.
Aaron Rowan walked his first time. 1-0. The Diamondbacks lead the Giants. Upton gets there. I said Upton. That's Romero in center field tonight. Upton is back in right field. On to the 5th inning. 1-0 Arizona. Giants baseball from San Francisco. The Giants trailing 1-0 as we start the 5th inning. Giants bullpen depleted. And there are some pitchers that Bruce Bochy really does not want to have to use or even think about using tonight. But for that to happen, Sanchez is going to have to be able to go deep into this game. He just threw his 61st pitch of the game, starting in the 5th inning. Doug Davis, the hitter, slaps at one and fouls it into the crowd. Strike 2. Leadoff man Ryan Roberts is on deck. So he's averaged through the first 15 pitches per inning.
Well, he kind of got back on track last inning, had a nice inning. And you want to average 15 or less.
0-2 the count to Davis, who struck out his first time. That's a little slow bouncer, foul. Just kicked off foul. I don't know who was more relieved that that one kicked foul, Rollinger or Doug Davis, who didn't seem like he really wanted to do a whole lot of hard running right there. Davis, meanwhile, has thrown only 36 pitches. But it's not very unusual to see low pitch counts against the Giants.
But you got to do better than low digit numbers against the guy. You got to get at least in the double digits. If a guy's got a 9-pitch inning against you, a 6-pitch inning, you got to start taking more pitches. You got to start working counts. It's one thing the Giants just do not do.
Well, their one at bat in the game with a runner in scoring position ended up lasting 1 pitch. And Davis stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That was Edgar Renteria with runners at first and third, 2 down in the 3rd inning. First pitch he saw was up and out of the strike zone from Davis, and he hit you really couldn't even call it a pop-up. It looked more like a balloon. It looked like a weather balloon that just kind of floated to the second baseman. I don't know how Davis hit that one, but he hit it and it went foul.
I'm not sure he had either foot on the ground when he hit that.
He looked like a cricket batsman on that one.
All right, let's take a look at his hack here. Emergency swing. Yeah, he barely had a couple of toes on the ground.
But that is the way that they swing the mallet in cricket. Finally strikes him out, the 5th strikeout. Now the Comcast Sportsnet Central Major League News and Notes. Big Papi David Ortiz had 2 homers at Fenway here in the year of his discontent, including the game ender right around Pesky's foul pole down the right field line at Fenway Park. They won the game 3-2. Andre Ethier, 2 home runs. Dodgers leading 6-1 in Denver last of the ninth, and the Angels beat Jim Leland's Tigers and swept that series. And the curveball in there for a strike. They won that game to avoid being swept in that series by the Detroit Tigers, who lead the American League Central Division by 4.5 games. 2 strikes now to Ryan Roberts, who is responsible for the only run of this game. He hit a home run leading off on an 0-2 pitch. First time he has ever led off a game in his young career with a home run. And still 0-2.
Well, it was an 0-2 fastball. And he just got a surprise gift from Jonathan Sanchez. 3 fastballs in a row and on a 2-0-2 count. Put his team on the board, and that's been the offense tonight.
Sanchez will try his 0-2 pitch again. And the changeup way off the outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Uribe throws him out. 2 men gone.
Well, tune in to the Bay Area's #1 rated 11 p.m. newscast, NBC Bay Area, tonight at 11, and wake up tomorrow with traffic and weather on NBC Bay Area, weekday morning starting at 4:30 a.m.
I'm there.
I'm in. Set your alarm. We'll have a happy fizzy party.
I was hoping you'd just call me.
I will call you.
Okay.
4:30.
Yeah,
I'm calling you.
Well, maybe a little bit in advance so I don't miss the start of the show. Eli Whiteside, and Eli went a long way to go catch that one. And another quick inning for Sanchez. Rollinger, then Uribe coming up.
After the season ends to the Arizona Fall League. They'll pitch for the Giants and play for the Giants in Scottsdale. And my question for you, being a rookie pitcher, does it help him in terms of development, get some more starts in after the season ends?
Well, it does this year. He missed a lot of time on the disabled list. He needs innings.
There's ball 1-2. Rollinger leading off for the Giants here in the fifth. The Giants. Martinez needs innings. The Giants need some runs.
Really, the more innings you get, the more you're able to see hitters, to see certain swing types, and that's when you learn what movement is best served against certain swing types. And then it's up for you, of course, to learn that type of movement. And I think he got something going. But when he got hit in the head and got put on the disabled list, he missed a couple of months. And a great way to make up for it if you're a young player is go down to fall ball, play instructs, and go down there and get some innings in. It's fun.
Romero in center field, looking up into the fog. And Rollinger is 0 for 2. One down, and Juan Uribe will come up. Dodgers lead Colorado 6-1. They're in the last of the ninth inning in Denver. And Jonathan Broxton has come in to nail that one down. He's attempting to nail it down anyway, and doing a pretty good job of it. They have one more to play there before the Rockies will come here. Their weekend series here starting Friday. Not only huge for the Giants, but the only road series for the Rockies in a 3-week period. They will finish a 7-game homestand tomorrow night in their game against LA. Come here for 3, and they go back home for 10 more home games. 17 home games in a 20-game stretch. That's going to be out of play. Off to the right, 0-2 to Uribe, who struck out his first time against Doug Davis. 0-2 the count. Whiteside on deck. 1-0, Arizona leading. Well, it's almost the same pitch with which he struck him out the first time.
Hey, if it works, keep doing it. You make that hitter adjust to you. If you're getting him out a certain way, you just keep doing it.
Going to go up with the fastball, looks like, and out of the strike zone. Uribe was not tempted.
And I think what Doug Davis feels is he doesn't have to throw a strike when he's ahead of 0-2, 1-2. He can go up above the strike zone. He can bounce a ball on the plate.
Back with the breaking ball, just fouled. One ball, 2 strikes to Uribe. Giants home through Sunday. One more here with Arizona before the Colorado Rockies come in for a big showdown starting Friday night. Tim Lincecum and Ubaldo Jimenez on Friday. And the curveball is off the outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 6:05 start on Saturday. Zito and Marquis. And Sunday at 1:05, Matt Cain and Jason Hamill. And the Giants will head out on the road. And it's going to be a tough road trip. And a check swing. Again, a curve off the outside. And he's just as you said, with a 2-strike count, he's not going to throw him a strike, and he has not.
2 great takes from Juan Uribe. It hasn't been easy for him. Now he's got to come across the strike zone.
3-2. Had a lot of sinking action on that one.
Well, Doug Davis is a little funky. I mean, he's got a crossover step. You don't see the ball on him early. He's got the cut fastball you don't see a lot of. He's got a really big curveball, very Barry Zito-like. And, his velocity is sort of below the average hitting speed. So you just don't see many guys like Davis around.
3-2. He walked him.
That's a great at-bat.
On the 10th pitch of the battle, Uribe coaxes a walk from Doug Davis.
Today, before the game, it was the team picture day. Martha Jane Jenkins, Andy Cuno making sure that the Giants are well represented in their team photo. And the consensus was that Brian Wilson was having a lot of fun.
This is Eli Whiteside, and a cutter off the inside, ball 1. Bruce Bochy said that in regards to Wilson actually working in the game last night, when everybody figured, well, there's no way he'll be in the game after 41 pitches and all of them critical. Every one of those 41 pitches Monday in Denver had the game on the line with them. As the count goes to 2-0 to Whiteside. But Bochy said that Wilson went into his office in Denver Monday night and he said, I know you've already scratched me for tomorrow night's game, but I'm going to play catch at the ballpark tomorrow afternoon when I get there. And I feel great right now. And if I feel as good as I think I'm going to feel, then just don't run me out of that game tomorrow night just yet. And he played catch. He went to Dave Righetti. He said, I feel fabulous, as if I hadn't even thrown last night. So tell the skipper I'm in there if he needs me. And in fact, they went to him. Did you feel, though, at some point that maybe as the pitch count began to rise, that maybe it had finally caught up with him in that ninth inning?
I do. And once it got up around 15, he started to know that he was losing some velocity, and he started to try and add. And once you try and add, you come out of the mechanical groove that allows you to command your pitches, and that's when he started missing. But sometimes you just sort of have to, as a manager, you just have to make the call, because a guy like Brian Wilson is so aggressive, and he's such a middle gorilla. He's what you want in a closer. It's hard for him to say I can't pitch tonight. It's hard for him to say that I'm not available. I mean, it's just not within his makeup. And I'll bet he went in there today and argued his case.
Well, even then, Bochy said just absolutely no way he'll be in the game tonight, unless 3-2 the count. Left center field. Romero going back and on the warning track near the 404-foot marker. Now that ball went a long way, but out there to that graveyard, that little notch out there where the left field wall meets the center field wall, and home runs often go to die.
I'll tell you what, man, center field right now is just sewed up. That's the third ball that we've seen hit right on the nose that really hasn't gotten close to the wall. Rusty Rao had one, and then we had Stephen Drew completely got every bit of it, and nothing has come close to that center field wall. Tough to hit it out tonight.
And strike 1 to Sanchez, but a pretty determined trip to the plate there for Whiteside as well, coming right after the 10-pitch battle from Uribe that resulted in a walk. And Whiteside got the count to 3-2 as well. And as a result, Davis has just thrown his 21st pitch in this inning after throwing only 36 pitches in the first 4 innings combined. The big curveball, and that missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Sanchez, who ripped a single to center his first time.
Well, the Giants only have 2 hits, and he's got 1 of them.
And he hangs tough. A ball and 2 strikes. Dodgers beat the Rockies 6-1. Randy Wolf, another win. And a fastball by him for the strikeout. But the Giants tax him a little bit. A 24-pitch inning. On to the 6th inning now. The Rangers. Andy Pettitte got the win at Yankee Stadium. Blue Jays edged the Rays. Big Papi's 2 homers, including the game ender in the last of the ninth, gave the Red Sox a victory over the White Sox. Orioles over Twins, and the Mariners leading Gio Gonzalez and the Athletics 3-1. Last of the 5th up in Seattle. That's the American League. Out of town scoreboard. We'll give you the National League here in a moment. It's Italian Heritage Night at AT&T Park here in San Francisco. 6th inning. And Stephen Drew takes a called strike from Sanchez. Drew has fouled out to third and flied out deep to right center. He's one of those guys who crushed one out there that ended up going nowhere. Upton and Montero to follow. 3 big hitters in a row here for the Diamondbacks. Arizona, they've had injury problems. Upton just coming back from the disabled list in time for this game. And the hard breaking ball down and away. 2-1 the count. They lost Connor Jackson for the season with valley fever.
That's amazing. That's one I have never heard of. And it was very serious. They were very concerned. He's going to be back next year and he'll be all right.
Here is Uribe. And Drew is now 0 for 3. As we get the look from over in McCovey Point, the National League scoreboard. It took them 10 innings, but the Phillies beat the Buccos 4-1. Padres made it 2 in a row over Atlanta. Crushing losses for the Braves at home against the Padres. The Marlins moved ahead of Atlanta into 2nd place in the East and just behind the Giants in the wild card division with their victory over the beleaguered Mets. The Cubs clobbered the Nationals Brewers and Reds in extra innings. Cardinals won again. One thing seems to be pretty consistent with the Cardinals right now. I'm going to go two things.
Yes.
They seem to win almost every night, very consistently.
Yes.
And they get excellent pitching every night. When's the last time that they had a starter that pitched poorly?
It's been a while. They get a nice, comfortable 9-game lead over the Chicago Cubs in the National League Central.
Joel Pinheiro won his 7th in a row tonight. He's 13-9. He beat Roy Oswalt. Franklin got the save. Franklin's got 34 saves for him. And that changeup, the splitter, off the outside, 3-0. 1 out, nobody on. Justin Upton has struck out, and he hit a laser beam over the head of Velez at left for a double his last time. This time he gets a walk. Montero coming up, 1 out, 1 on, and let's go down to NBC Bay Area Sports Director Raj Mathai.
Thank you, John. We were talking about Connor Jackson, lost for the season for the Diamondbacks with valley fever. And what the heck is valley fever? Well, essentially, it's a lung infection. It's an airborne virus which you get in agricultural areas or desert climates. And it's been strange. Connor Jackson says he sleeps 12 to 13 hours a night and wakes up and he's still tired. So it's a lot like flu-like symptoms. He's lost 15 pounds since the season began. So Connor Jackson should, though, return next season. Valley fever, very strange.
Breaking on that pitch in the dirt and making it into second. Justin Upton, some excellent opportunistic base running there by Upton on the what will be scored, I'm sure, as a wild pitch.
That's good instincts. When you take your second division, your secondary lead, you have to be able to anticipate the ball, and you watch the ball out of the arm of the pitcher, and the flight of the ball will tell you that you could possibly get a ball in the dirt. That's when you start to anticipate you may go, and the anticipation there from Upton, perfect. That was an easy take at second base.
So runner at second with 1 out. Montero, who has twice struck out, batting with 1 down here in the 6th inning. 1-0, Arizona leading. Well, we sent our thoughts and best wishes to Connor Jackson. Went to college here in the Bay Area at Cal, and he has gotten a very nice start in his major league career. We've seen him get better and better year by year. But a terrible blow to Jackson's career, but also, as Rod said, they were very, very concerned. Hopefully he'll be able to come back strong next year. 2-0 the count to Montero. It's been a while now since Sanchez has thrown a strike to anybody. A 4-pitch walk to Upton. He's got a 2-0 count to Montero. And he curves him for a strike.
A 2-0 breaking ball, and he started that thing right at the right shoulder of Montero. Remember, his last at bat, he had 2 balls that buzzed him. One a breaking ball, the other a fastball. I'll tell you right now, Jonathan Sanchez definitely has the attention of Miguel Montero.
She looks Upton back to second. With the left-handed hitter up there, the Giants infield playing Montero to pull the ball, with Renteria pulled well over behind the runner toward the middle. Sanchez looks back there. And a fastball right by him. Strike 2. Following up the slow breaking ball with a good fastball.
Just nice, easy, long arm delivery. And that's the thing that's so deceptive about Sanchez, that he's had the day he showed up in the big leagues. He always had that real nice, easy whip. And it just explodes on hitters. Very deceptive.
And he did it again.
And that's a hat trick for Montero. He did it with just country hardballs right here. Nothing really too glamorous about the location. I mean, that's T-ball location. Talking belt high, middle of the plate. And when the guy does to you, does that to you twice in an at bat, you definitely will talk to yourself.
Montero, who was not in the lineup originally. Chris Snyder was a late scratch. But you got another lefty on deck, and the Giants are going to walk the right-handed hitting Ryle intentionally here with first base open. And let Sanchez go after the next lefty. Parra is on deck. He's the only lefty who's had a hit against Sanchez tonight. Left-handed hitters have a as a group have 1 hit in 10 at bats against him in this game. Not that the right-handers have done that much better. They've only been 4 hits total against Sanchez. So Bruce Bochy orders the intentional walk to Ryle, who is 1 for 2 in the game, and there's ball 4. So 2 men on with 2 men out, and the lefty Gerardo Parra coming up.
See, I don't think you should count those pitches in a guy's pitch count. Intentionally walk a guy, you know, they don't take anything out of you. Come on. You shouldn't even run those up on your total.
Well, plus, there are no records kept for pitches thrown. The only point of the pitch count is just to give you an idea of where a guy is in his game. Has he worked hard? Has he had a heavy pitch count early in a game? It's just something to help a pitching coach and a manager really manage their pitcher on that night. And a foul out of play off to the left. But if you're a statistical guy and you're asked to keep that statistic, well, there have to be parameters set. And then that is the way it's defined. Well, he's thrown 91 for the game right now in the 6th inning.
But really 87. I'm a statistical guy.
And I think that's a fair ball. Man, he just slapped at it and hit it right inside the line at third, and a run will score. Upton in to score as Velez goes back into second behind Ryle.
That's a backbreaker. If you're out there on the hill, you make a good pitch, and the guy just sort of slaps at it and stay alive, and it just sails past your corner infielder. And very quickly, Dave Righetti knows how it feels to have that happen to you when you're on the mound. And nothing that Rollinger could do. They really got him off of the line in anticipation of the ball going towards the middle of the diamond. So Righetti going to go out there and do nothing more than calm his lefty down. Because it does. That ticks you off.
Well, Chuck went up for putting it in play. And Sanchez has had 6 strikeouts tonight, and a lot of them have been against left-handed hitters. But Parra, a lefty, put that one in play to foil the strategy of walking the right-handed hitter to get to him. And here's another lefty, Romero, who is 0 for 2. Strike 1 the count. Base hit hard to right field. Randy Wynn, they're going to send the runner. It throws off line, and it's 3-0, and both runners advance. Parra to third, Romero to second. Randy Wynn just does not have a very strong arm.
Well, you have to tip your cap. 2 left-handed hitters coming up big time against Sanchez. And the ball was not caught cleanly by Whiteside, so no chance to try and swipe and go. But I think even if he comes up with cleanly, I don't think Whiteside would have had a chance to get a tag on Ryle.
Now here is Davis. Doug Davis tried to launch one there. 3-0. Arizona leading 2-out runs here in an inning that started with a walk to Justin Upton, and with 2 down, Ryle was walked intentionally. That's what Bruce Bochy was just trying to help Sanchez out, have him avoid pitching to a tough right-handed hitter and go after the lefty. But Parra, with the surprise base hit, really just as you say, taking a tough pitch and just slapping at it and finding the hole. But Romero hit that ball hard. And at long last, the inning is over. And it ends up being a very tough inning for Sanchez. 25 pitches. Day for the first 20,000 fans. For tickets for Coca-Cola Ronald McDonald House Gym Bag Day, visit sfgiants.com or call 877-4SFG-TICKS. And that'll be a big ball game. Part of the weekend with the Rockies in town. Barry Zito up against Jason Marquis. Well, the Giants fans are all bundled up. The fog has disappeared for the time. Giants need some hits. They need some runs. They're down 3-0. And Velez takes that ball just off the outside. Ball one.
Well, it's Italian Heritage Night tonight here at the ballpark, and you need to call the Godfather up and get a few runs sent over here right now.
Ooh, now that is a pitcher's strike.
I don't think Eugenio was too excited about this call. A 1-0 fastball. That is not a strike.
1 ball, 1 strike. Curve in the dirt. 2-1 the count now. Velez has struck out and singled. The only threat the Giants have mounted in this game occurred with 2 down in the third when Sanchez singled. And then Velez followed with a single at center. With Sanchez going to third. Those are the only hits the Giants have had in the game. They received a couple of walks, and that's it. They're in the 6th. There's that cutter in on the hands, and Drew, 1 away.
And Doug Davis is one of those pitchers, kind of like Barry Zito, kind of like Kirk Reeder, who can really frustrate a team. If you get down to a guy like this, you try to do too much against him. You wind up trying to swing at his pitch, at his location. It just takes a little off. It's a type of movement that most hitters don't see. A cut from a left-hander. It's just a lot of things to frustrate a guy in the batter's box.
Change up off the outside. 1 ball and no strikes to Renteria, who has grounded out to short and has popped up to second. But such has been the mastery of Davis over the Giants. Renteria is the only Giant to come to the plate with a runner in scoring position. And that one is in there for a strike. And on the first pitch he saw, he ended up hitting a little flare right over to the second baseman. As slowly as Davis threw the ball, he hit it at about half the speed out to the second baseman. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. 2-1. Well, Davis, we've seen him do this many times. Last night, the Giants did not put the loss on Dan Herron, but neither did Herron get the lead in a game in which he did not get the win in a game he led into the 7th inning.
Davis just sort of all around the strike zone. Never really wants to come into it. There you see the line on Dan Herron last night. A good night. I mean, that's a quality start. 7 innings, a couple of runs allowed. Gave your team a chance to win. He did his job.
On the inside. Now it's 3-2. Randy went on deck. Ryan Garco due up third. Or if they get somebody on base, Garco would come to bat in this inning. 1 out, nobody on right now. 3-2 the count. They're going back inside. Down the right field line. Upton racing over, runs out of room. Upton moves well.
Well, for comprehensive coverage of everything orange and black, you can check out pregame live and postgame live before and after every Giants telecast on Comcast Sportsnet, authentic Bay Area sports.
Three and 2 the count to Edgar Renteria. Going back in again. And he walks him. Well, that may be exactly what you have to do against Davis to make anything happen.
Patience. You have to have patience. And I think you have to have an opposite field approach against a guy like him. I mean, we say that a lot about a lot of pitchers. You have to think the other way. But against a guy like Davis, you really do. You have to think right field if you're a right-handed hitter, and you have to be patient. Benji Molina talking things over with Billy Hayes. Molina with a sore quad tonight.
Randy Wynn 0 for 2. Not a bad idea. The third baseman Ojeda was backed up. And Randy not hitting a lick as a right-handed hitter anyway. One ball, no strikes to count. Ojeda has moved in at third now. And Wynn pops the bunt up. Wow.
Well, he had an idea that he was going to try it. If the defense was going to give him a little room there on the third base line, Ojeda played it back. You don't see a guy do that 2 times in an at bat very often. And when you pop it up, you think that's an at bat that was wasted.
And if you think that, with good reason. So now Garco. Well, with 1 out already, he wouldn't have been happy if he'd gotten the bunt down and got thrown out, even if he moved the runner up. And as it turned out, the runner is still at first. On 1 to Garco. Garco, I mean, the Giants are so depleted. Their numbers 2, 3, and 4 hitters all on the shelf. Freddie Sanchez now on the disabled list. You see Freddie there. Sandoval and Molina down as well. Curveball right to third. And Ojeda, plenty of time. And the Giants without much punch tonight against Davis. Top of the order coming up in the 7th.
Well, be sure to catch the Giants Behind the Cage special before every NBC Bay Area Giants home broadcast. This unique show will take you on the field for batting practice and behind the scenes with in-depth interviews, features, and much more. Catch Giants Behind the Cage before Friday night's Giants and Rockies game at 6:30 on Universal Sports. Universal Sports can be found on Comcast Digital Channel 187 or 11.3.
Jonathan Sanchez back to work here in the 7th inning. 3-0, Arizona leading. Top of the order, Roberts, the leadoff man, with a count of 2-0. He knocked in the first run, leading off the game with a home run. Since then, has grounded out twice. Augie Ojeda and Stephen Drew will follow. This will be the 100th pitch of the night for Sanchez. 3-0. A walk got him into trouble in the 6th inning and was the beginning of a 2-run Arizona rally. And now it is 3-1. And Justin Miller pops up out of the dugout. We'll head down to the bullpen. Here's Randy Wynn. And he comes back to get Roberts, who is now 1 for 4.
Randy Wynn's still steaming about that popped up bunt. Those are things you don't forget that easily.
Well, you rarely see Randy with any kind of a display of emotion on the field. He is just total, cool, calm, professional. And whether he's steaming inside or he's blissful inside, you couldn't tell the difference. But he was furious, and demonstrably so, after popping that bunt up for the out. 1 ball and no strikes to Augie Ojeda. Giants have only 2 hits in this game against Doug Davis. A chance to gain ground on the Rockies in the wild card division. They were beaten by LA. And Ojeda is now 0 for 4 in the game. And Stephen Drew will come up with 2 down. Sanchez would be due up 5th in the Giants' half of the 7th inning. But if he could have a quick inning here, even if his spot did not come up, he might be able to come back for the 8th inning. Just giving the Giants a lot of innings tonight would be a big help to this ball club in and of itself, regardless of the final outcome of the game.
Well, that's a fact. I mean, the Giants bullpen is absolutely chewed up. These are the last few days of August, and that's when your bullpen is really vulnerable. And if you have a starter go out early in the ball game or an extra inning game that you do it back-to-back days or over a weekend, you can really run your arms ragged. You get help September 1st when you can expand your rosters, but right now they're vulnerable. So the innings that Sanchez has given his team tonight are well appreciated.
Well, he had that 24-pitch 6th inning, which really ballooned his total. He had kind of got things under control in the 4th and 5th innings. A couple of fairly quick innings. And a chance for a quick inning here. But now Drew is giving him a battle. 3-1 the count. Strike 2.
Perfect pitch, 3-1.
Justin Miller up in the bullpen for the Giants, just in case. Upton on deck. He struck him out. And he had him chasing one out of the zone. 8 strikeouts for Sanchez in 7 innings. Aaron Rowand will be coming up. back at Carl's Jr.
Sounds pretty good.
3 runs, 6 hits for the D-backs. No runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for the Giants. Doug Davis has dazzled the Giants through 6 innings. And Ryan Roberts led off the game with a home run. So Arizona has led since the very beginning of this game, since the 3rd pitch of the night. Jonathan Sanchez has given the Giants 7. And actually now with 9 strikeouts. I think I shorted him a strikeout. Wait, I think I still only have 8 for him. How many do you have?
9.
Okay, 9.
But that's okay. 8 or 9.
Well, when it gets to be that high, it's hard to keep track. There's a ball in the dirt. Oh, because Ojeda struck out in the 1st inning on what ended up being an error. He ended up reaching on a bad throw to first by. So there we go. Now I've got it. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Aaron Rowan. Giants have not had the first batter of an inning reach base at any time tonight. And that puts the real crimp into your chance to mount an inning when there's already 1 or 2 outs every time you get somebody on base. When your team that does not hit home runs. Whoa. Wow. And I think we can understand Rowan's pain on that one.
Well, this is a rough call. You know, did it go around the plate? No, that's just a bad call. And plate apart, Ted Barrett has missed a couple of those locations out there. And Giants hitters are getting a bit frustrated. That's a rough at bat right there. You just have a feeling that the umpire took that one right away from you.
Rollinger has grounded into a double play and flied out to center. Lost the bunt, takes the ball. Ojeda was playing deep at 3rd, and the first baseman, Ryle, was also backed up. Justin Miller continues to throw in the Giants bullpen, so maybe we've seen the last of Sanchez, who is going to 110 pitches for the game, although that included those 4 pitches in that intentional walk.
We don't count those.
2-0. Lazy fly ball to center. Romero, 2 down.
Well, the Giants have a new ticket plan. It's called the 660 I'm In ticket plan. And you get the following for only $660. You get all the Giants games during the September stretch drive toward the playoffs. You get postseason ticket rights for seats in 2009 and a $360 deposit towards full season tickets in 2010. So call 415-972-2298 or visit sfgiants.com and get your 660 I'm In ticket plan.
Uribe. 1 ball and no strikes. Uribe has struck out and he has walked. 3 walks issued by Davis, but only 2 hits allowed. And not many balls hit hard other than that ball. Well, speaking of which, that ball is hit very hard, and that ball is long gone. Way up into the stands in left for the Giants' first run of the night. Uribe homers for the 2nd night in a row.
And 8th time this year, and that's going to be our Cash Creek hit of the game. Why not? You never know when that wake-up call is going to hit the Giants' dugout, and maybe that's the swing of the bat that wakes him up. A little cut fastball that he measures out well, and the mistake is in the height, right at the belt. See you later. Tell you, when he hits it, you know right away. That is way up the bleachers. Deep.
Here's Whiteside. Ball 1. So in the 7th, the Giants now down by 2 runs as Fred Lewis over to express his gratitude at Juan Uribe's ability to get the Giants on the board all by himself. Right center field hit well, but Upton, nice play. Man, Upton just gliding across the green. Outstanding play, and the ball that was really clobbered. Uribe clobbered one as well. The Giants' first run of the night. 3-1 Arizona.
until that Uribe home run, but how about the Giants defense, specifically Edgar Renteria making 2 nice plays at shortstop there in the 2nd inning, and then another great play in the hole. Gets the runner at second base in the 3rd inning. So Edgar Renteria doing his part so far. See what he can do offensively now in this final inning or 2. Guys, back up to you.
All right, Raj and Justin Miller in from the Giants bullpen, throwing ball 1 to Justin Upton, the cleanup man, and Miller misses with a slider. 2-0.
This is an important outing for him. 42nd time of the year he's taken the ball for Bruce Bochy. And remember, he had kind of a rough weekend in Colorado. He needs to get back on the horse and have a positive outing.
Saturday night and again Monday, nothing went well for him as Renteria throws out Justin Upton, who is now 1 for 3 plus a walk.
Well, players are superstitious, and a lot of times a guy has a rough series, and everybody will tell him, you know what, all you need to do is get out of town. And then if you have a rough month, you say all you got to do is get out of the month and get into the next month. Things change for you. And we're hoping that getting out of Colorado is the resolve for Justin Upton, or Justin Miller rather.
Here's Montero right through the middle. A base hit to center field. So that's the first hit of the night for Montero, who struck out 3 straight times against Sanchez. Sanchez had 9 strikeouts in his 7 innings.
That is Father of the Year right there. I'm impressed.
And it's not, it looked like he could have a couple others.
Well, he can still hold his wife's hand. I mean, that is impressive right there.
Got 3 kids in tow and holding her hand as well. And he's not even showing any kind of strain at all. That's no problem for him.
Oh, no. That's the 4th lap, by the way. They had standing room only tickets tonight.
Rusty Ryle. And the curveball inside for ball 1. Colorado was beaten by the Dodgers 6-1 in Denver. Andre Ethier hit a couple of home runs. James Loney hit one for LA. Rockies had pulled within just 2 games of the Dodgers in the West after beating them last night. Chased that breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wait a minute.
Wait, there's more.
Oh! He's got 4. Wow.
You know what he does during the day? He's a dog walker in the daytime.
I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that.
I haven't. That's impressive. Oh, yeah. If that hat doesn't make you happy, then I don't know what else to do.
Fastball is too low. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Rusty Ryle, who has singled, flied out deep to center, and been walked intentionally. Gerardo Parra, a left-handed hitter, is on deck. 1 out in the 8th, 3-1. Arizona leading as Miller tries to hold the line here, give the Giants a chance to continue to cut into that lead. And another swing and a miss on a wild pitch. The runner cannot go, but the runner from first base does advance. With a runner at first and less than 2 down, if you swing and miss at a ball in the dirt, you're not entitled to run.
And that's the key, less than 2 outs. If it's a 2-out situation, you can go. But here, I mean, it's kind of a funny feeling. You take off as a hitter, and halfway down the line, you realize, I can't do this. And that's when you take the embarrassing U-turn back to the bench.
Well, I think it's still good to just automatically think, I swung and missed, the ball got away, I'm running.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing.
Even though you're not entitled to, and you probably, it kicks in at some point, you're not entitled to. There's a called strike. I remember years ago, Frank Robinson, before he managed the Giants, was managing in no, it was after he managed with the Giants. He managed in Baltimore. And the umpire told the catcher not to throw the ball. The guy was not entitled to run. Catcher gone over to the on-deck circle and started to throw the ball to first, and the umpire said, "No, he can't run. You don't throw it. He can't run." Frank Robinson came out and says, "What are you coaching for them?"
Well, Frank had a good point. I mean, if a guy wants to make a throw for free, I mean, he may throw it away.
He doesn't know the rule. Garco sitting, and Miller, did he get him? Yes. And it's a good thing because the runner Montero just kept on going around third and was headed home.
St. Francis High School in Mountain View has been injured, fractured his left hand on June 25th, has yet to return to the lineup. Really emblematic of what we're talking about, this lost season for the Diamondbacks. Connor Jackson is out, Eric Burns, the change at the manager spot, so the Diamondbacks really struggling. They thought they might have had a chance coming into the season, but it's fallen apart on them. Guys, back up to you.
It really has. As Fred Lewis takes ball one. Fred Lewis is the pinch hitter for Justin Miller, who pitched a scoreless 8th inning. So Lewis now trying to get the Giants going. Velez and Renteria to follow. Curveball hit sharply but right to Roberts. And there is one away. The Diamondbacks have brought in Brandon Allen to take over at first base, replacing Rusty Ryo. Brandon Allen, we saw him for the first time last night. He was acquired in the trade that sent relief pitcher Tony Pena to the White Sox. And he's had a pretty good year in the minor leagues. 20 home runs, 75 RBIs. And finally, with all of the injuries, they brought him up a little bit earlier than expected. Here is Velez, 1 for 3 in the game. And ball one. Three to 1. The Diamondbacks leading the Giants here in the last of the 8th. The Giants starting to run out of outs now. They need to get something going here. They need some base runners. Sharply to third. Ojeda recovers and throws him out. Man, 2 balls have been clobbered in this inning, but right at infielders.
So totally frustrating for a bench to watch good at bats. Guys squaring balls up, hitting rockets right at infielders. Nice play from Augie Ojeda to stop the ball, go down to a bare hand, and that's the trick right there. If you're a young infielder, when you knock a ball down, get back up and get it with your bare hand. A lot of young players, they'll go down and try and pick that ball up with a glove. Don't need to. Pick it up with your bare hand.
Here's Renteria. Curveball, a strike. Renteria has grounded out, popped out, and walked. Lewis and Velez perhaps comparing notes about hitting the ball real hard and coming up empty.
So all you can do is hit the ball hard. Of course, Pete Rose might disagree with that comment. remember I was in kind of a slump when pitchers have slumps. I hit like 6 consecutive balls right on the nose to the shortstop. And I'm complaining around the batting cage, and Pete Rose is there, and he said, "What's the matter?" I go, "I hit the ball to the shortstop every time." He goes, "Well, don't hit it to him." I says, "Pete, all I'm trying to do is hit the ball hard. I don't know where it's going once it leaves my bat." He says, "Well, that's your problem." So there's a hole between the third baseman and the shortstop. You need to find it. And I thought he was kidding me. But after playing with him that whole year and watching how many ground balls he would hit between the first and second baseman, or the shortstop and the third baseman, depending if he was hitting right or left-handed, it was remarkable. And I realized that he was doing that. He would hit it where they weren't.
Well, and there are, good hitters. Tony Gwynn was the same way.
You bet.
Talk about going to the plate, looking at how they were playing him, and then reacting accordingly. Right now, in fact, the Diamondbacks, look how they're overloaded on the left side. Drew is way over into the hole, but the middle of the infield is almost wide open. And that's fouled off the right field line. 2-2 to Renteria.
That year in 1982, when I played with Pete Rose in Philadelphia, every time that they would put a shift on and it would exaggerate one side of the field, play the outfield to pull, open up the right field line, he would hit it away from the defense. You really couldn't open. You had to play him straight up. You had to, or he'd burn you.
3-2. Giants only need one base runner to be able to send the possible tying run of the game to the plate.
You watch Ichiro, and Ichiro is the same type of a hitter. I get the same type of feeling that he hits him away from the defense, and he has the ability with great bat control to do that.
It's a walk for Renteria. Second straight time that he has walked. Now Randy Wynn, who tried to bunt his way aboard back in the 6th inning and ended up fouling out. Now he'll get another shot here in the D-backs.
Milt Stottlemyre Jr., the pitching coach for the Diamondbacks, going to come out and talk to Davis, and I think the Diamondbacks going to get a little action down their bullpen.
The Arizona closer, Chad Qualls, has popped up out of the dugout, and he is trotting down to the bullpen. So they might be stalling for time here to get Qualls ready, with Wynn at the plate with a right-handed hitter, Garco, right behind him. So that Qualls, I'm guessing they'd like him to be ready in case Wynn extends this inning and Garco comes up.
That's one thing about San Francisco. Normally this time of year, because it's hot around the rest of the league, you can get a guy up and lose 10 pitches. You're going to get an 8 once he goes out and gets on the bump in the middle of the diamond. But here in San Francisco, you need a few more for your guys down the pin.
Randy Wynn 0 for 3, and back to the bag is Renteria. Giants against Doug Davis, and not that he hasn't dazzled him like this before, but the Giants' best hitters against Davis, Freddie Sanchez, 459 lifetime, but he's on the disabled list. Benji Molina, 386 lifetime. There's a bloop. That's going to fall. Base hit. And now the possible tying runs are on base for Garco. And we'll see if A.J. Hinch is going to make the move, or even if Qualls is yet ready in the bullpen. And Hinch looks down to the bullpen. The catcher has gone to the mound to stall for time.
If they get, they're just always looking for somebody down the bullpen to lift the hat. If you lift the hat, that's the sign, the international sign that, hey, I'm ready. And they have not lifted the hat yet. He's ready. The hat's been lifted, and here comes Hinch.
So Hinch goes out to Ted Barrett. Looks like it's going to be a double switch here for the D-backs. So Qualls will be summoned. 2 men on, 2 men out. Giants down by 2. Men out here in the 8th inning. The Giants trailing by 2, 3-1 as Chad Qualls, hard throwing sinker baller, takes his final warm-ups.
He's a little different than most sinker balls just because he's got a pretty good strikeout slider. There you see his numbers: 3.58 ERA in 49 appearances, 23 for 27 in saves. But look at the strikeouts: 44 in 50 in the third innings. More than the rule of thumb for most sinker ballers is that they average about 4 strikeouts per 9 innings. When you have a guy who's averaging 8, almost 9 strikeouts per 9 innings, you've got a guy who can close, and that's what he can do. He can get to the ground ball, but he can get to the strikeout. Good hard sinker, low 90s, and a real hard slider.
You saw Trent Olchin, the rookie, who has come in to play center field, replacing Romero. Was that Romero that moved over? Here's a called strike. Romero had been in center field.
Yeah, he's in left now.
So it was Romero who moved over to left field. Parra is the man who has left the game. And it's 0-1 to Molina. That is foul. He chased that slider. That's the pitch you're talking about, Mike. It can be so devastating.
It's a good one. It's a strikeout slider. It's so difficult to lift Chad Qualls. He doesn't give up a lot of home runs. Ideal in a ballpark that is lively like Arizona's yard, Chase Field. But 44 strikeouts, again, just 7 walks against that high number of strikeouts. He's had a great year.
Renteria at second, win at first, win the possible tying run. 2 down. 0-2 the count. Left center field. Way back there. Adios! Benji Molina has delivered as he limps around the bases with a muscle strain in his quad. But he has launched one. And suddenly the Giants have been trailing since the first batter of the game, are leading in the 8th inning.
Unbelievable. And against a guy that just doesn't give up home runs. On a night when it was almost impossible to do this. A night when there was 0 carry out to the outfield. Benji Molina sitting there cold for 8 innings. Knocks one out of here and lights this place absolutely on fire.
Fans want to come out and take a bow. Uribe says, go out. They want you to take a bow. Come on. Bravo. Here's Aaron Rowan. Stephen Drew. And the inning is over. But Benji Molina has launched a 3-run pinch hit home run. And now the Giants are 3 outs away from a victory. Benji Molina. And Molina, who had some numbers in a few experiences against Qualls, 3 for 5 lifetime, hit a 2-strike pitch for a 3-run homer. And now Brandon Meadows, on a night where Brian Wilson just is not available, will try and make that enough. And a good curveball. And Romero with a count of 0-2. Olchin, the rookie, who just entered as part of the double switch, is on deck. There's Wilson right between Kane and Lincecum, watching from the dugout.
Numbers for Metters, 48th time that he's come into a game. An opportunity for a save.
Here is Rollinger. 1 away.
Again, the blast looks like a little bit of a slider. It just sort of hung up there, and you can see him limp down to first. Boy, a guy who has had great lifetime numbers against Qualls. This is the 5th home run that Qualls has given this year on a night where they just weren't flying out there. Just everything stacked up against Molina, and despite it all, he hits it out of here and gives the Giants a lead. Wow.
16th home run of the year for Benji. And a curveball snaps in there to Olchin, the rookie. Strike one. Olchin has had 61 big league at bats, a .262 average. 3 home runs. Travis Ishikawa takes over at first base for the Giants. A soaring fly ball. Randy Winn. 2 down.
Now you look at the classic swing of a low ball hitter. Even with a sore quad, he's got enough strength to knock it out of here, and watch this bench light up. Uribe knew it right away. Amazing.
And then Juan said, hey, your public is calling. You're in demand. Here's Roberts. A strike. Roberts hit the 3rd pitch of the game for a home run against Jonathan Sanchez in the 1st inning. And from that point on, the Diamondbacks led until Molina's 2-out, 2-strike, 8th inning home run. And this could do it. Brandon Meadows. And the Giants pull one out of the hat. Trailing 3-0 into the 7th. Trailing 3-1 with 2 down in the 8th. And they come back to win it. The Giants turn the tables a little bit here on the red-hot Rockies.